What's up, team? Aaron TV here, back to you another video, and today we're going to be going over the 15 Tango MOS just to give you guys some insight about the MOS for those of you who are considering becoming 15 Tango Blackhawk Maintainer. But without further ado, I'm going to let my boy introduce himself.
Hey guys, I'm Jacob, 21, 15 Tango from Florida. I'm just here to make a video to give you guys insights about my job and what we do.
So pretty much, why did you join the Army and why did you pick 15 Tango?
To be honest, the real reason I joined the Army is because I was too lazy to go to college, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, seriously, a lot of people don't consider that, but I was just like, man, I was done with school, so I was just like, I'm gonna get something that like I can do afterwards, which is 15 Tango. Yeah.
What exactly does a 15 Tango do?
So basically, a 15 Tango takes care of like a Blackhawk. We maintain it. We change parts, put new parts in, make sure it's flyable, ready for the next mission, pretty much.
And then how long have you been a 15 Tango?
I've been a 15 Tango since December of 2019. That's when I graduated AIT.
Where's AIT located at? And then what's it like?
Okay, so AIT for us is in Fort Eustis, Virginia. It's not a bad place, but AIT for us is 15 to 16 weeks long. So it's a little longer, but it's not as long as the other aviation jobs, because all the aviation goes to Fort Eustis for training. It's not bad. We have phase 4 and phase 5, so if you can make it a phase 5, you get to go off post, go to like the beach and stuff, but you have like a time frame to come back, so you basically have curfew.
And then pretty much, what do you guys learn in AIT?
In AIT, we just learn how to like use the computers to do write-ups. We learn about the aircraft, how to repair it, how to change parts, how to order parts, and how to get dispose of certain parts, and how like certain components that we use are like secret clearance that nobody can know about them. So there's stuff like that.
And then would you say, like, is it hard, your AIT?
To be honest, it's not. Like, okay. I don't know how people fail, but it's not that hard. If you just like listen to instructions and you do your job, it's literally open book tests and everything. So
really, open books?
It's open book because when you work on the aircraft, you have a computer that tells you exactly what to do. So it's like, if you fail, there's no reason you should fail. Like,
it's nobody's fault but your own if you fail, honestly.
Pretty much.
Knowing what you know now, like, what would you tell yourself in AIT?
I would just say, like, I mean, for me, I just like had a small group of people I hung out with. I didn't really go into like the other people who were doing dumb stuff and fucking up and, you know, getting kicked out and stuff like that. So, I mean, I would say pick your group wisely and just stay on your A game and watch out for the drill sergeants. That's all I can say. Could
you like walk us through a day in the life for you, like your schedule, what time you get off, what time you have to wake up?
Okay, so our schedule changes depending. So for me, I'm in an ASB, which is like, we do major maintenance, which means like if the bird is down or it crashes, we repair all that. Or if it needs to go through a phase, phase is when we like take everything off, engines, blades, the whole rotor system, and put it back together.
Okay, before you continue, so you just say you're an ASB. What types of units can a 15 Tango become a part of?
Okay, so you have ASB, you have assault, and you have the GSAB. GSAB is medical, and you guys also do private flights for like captains, generals, sometimes even the president. Okay. Because there's a team that we have specifically painted Blackhawks, like the was it the Air Force One plane, but ours is green, right? So they have
one, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's like Marine One, but they have the Army version of it for Blackhawks for like senators, people in Congress, stuff like that. And the GSAB is just medics, and they have Limas, which is like an older model they use. But for us, if you go to like the assault battalion, that's where they have like Blackhawks, like the new ones, the Mike models, which they put 240s on, all the guns, they go out, pick people up. They mostly do those type of missions.
So you're dealing with the aircraft that have the weapons and on them and stuff like that?
I deal with all of them, to be honest. So if any one of them were to go down or have a major maintenance that company can't handle, they send it to the ASB and we repair it for them.
That's pretty cool. Now, do you get to like, now this is kind of off topic, but
yeah,
do you get to go to like the helicopters like range? Where
helicopters range? No, only assault company does that. So they do aerial gunnery, which is like you're flying and you have to like shoot, take out, replace the magazine mid-air. So there's wind pushing the whole canister back, and you have to like reload a 240, pull it, and start shooting again. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
So you're saying by being a 15 Tango, you could do that though?
You can do that. You can do a lot more stuff too.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty dope.
And then so how do you now this is again off topic, but like how do you become a crew chief, or how do you do that?
Okay, to become a crew chief, you have to get what's called a flight physical, which is you have to get reassessed medically to make sure you're fit. If you're not medically fit, you can't become a crew chief, because in the air, if you're not able to do your job, people die. So that's why. And then you also have to take another test, which is academics again, which is basically going back through AIT. You got to learn like certain things you can't do in the aircraft, its limits, what it can and can't do, just so you can be safe in the air.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just gonna go back to where we started though. But like, so going through your day-to-day schedule, you said that it changes. Like, it can change.
Yeah.
So, but like, what would you say like your standard 15 Tango schedule would be like?
Okay, so for the ASB 15 Tangos, we just have a basic 9 to 5, like normal. But if you're in an assault battalion and you're a crew chief, your schedule changes every day. Because when you're on a flight schedule, you can come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes you come in at 11 at night and you're flying till in the morning. So you have to learn to adjust to those certain schedules, especially for new guys coming in. I would say the flight company is probably the hardest one, because your schedule's fluctuating like day to day, depending on when they need you, when the pilot wants to fly with you and stuff like that.
Okay, but pretty much though, like when you say 9 to 5, that's like 9 to 5 as far as just like repairing helicopters and stuff like that. Okay.
So we have like certain teams. Like if you're on a phase team, you're working on this specific bird from this time to this time, and you have like a time frame to get all the work done.
I guess.
So if I want a phase, I would have a normal 9 to 5, but most times we'll do PT in the morning and then come back and then go to work.
Are there any additional schools pertaining to your MOS?
There is. You can become a night stalker, which is
that's pretty cool.
Special forces pretty much. And right now they need people really badly. So if you're an AIT and you're thinking about being special forces, you should definitely sign up for Night Stalker school.
And Night Stalker, that's pretty much you guys are just gonna be attached to like a special forces.
Yes, Night Stalkers is like I forgot the name of it. I can't.
SOAR or no?
Yeah, it's like SOAR or something like that. So Night Stalker is basically where they get Blackhawks or Blackhawk Maintainers and anybody in aviation specifically, because I have Chinooks, Blackhawks, and Little Birds. And what you do is that you go pick up guys from special forces. You guys are like loaded out with guns, missiles, everything like that. And you guys basically try to save those guys that are doing the work for our country. So the pros of being a 15 Tango is that, like, unlike being on the regular army base on the airfield, the officers are super chill. Like, you don't have to be like, yes sir, yes ma'am, salute every single time, because most of the time these guys are flying with you in the air. So it's like they have to maintain a certain type of like relationship with you. So and most times we're more relaxed than everybody else, because we get to grow our hair out a little more, do little stuff a little longer. Yeah, especially if you're a crew chief. Like, I know crew chiefs who haven't like gotten a haircut in forever.
Really?
Yeah.
So pretty much you'd say a pro is just like it's more relaxed.
It's super relaxed. Like, everyone higher up with you is like your friend, pretty much, unless you fuck up. Some of the cons is like, we have DART, which is down aircraft recovery team. There's that. So anytime an aircraft goes down, if you're on the DART team, it doesn't matter where you're at. Sometimes you don't get your weekends and stuff like that. So it's just, you're constantly working, I can say.
And then pretty much you can't like have your weekends because you'd be on standby.
Yeah, you'd be on standby for specific DART missions, or you got to be within a certain radius of where you're working at, and you can't get drunk.
Is it easy to get promoted as a 15 Tango?
It is very easy. In aviation, we have the lowest scores to become a sergeant. We do. It's like 300 for us, and everyone else is like 800 and up. So if you want to get promoted fast, I would say 15 Tango is probably one of the easiest jobs.
Is this a 15 Tango? Is that a career that you could do 20 years in the Army in?
You definitely could, but I would say when you start progressing to like higher levels of being like a staff sergeant, starting first class, you don't really do your job anymore. You're more like administration, just making sure your soldiers are on time, certain paperwork is done, stuff like that, make sure their HR metrics is on. So I would say if you can stay a sergeant as a 15 Tango, you should be fine, because you're just going to be in charge of the phases, in charge of your soldiers, and you get to work whenever you want to. But different units do it differently, because I know some of the guys were telling me, like, in different units, the sergeants don't work on the floor. It's just the soldiers. So you guys are just overseers. So you can definitely do that job for like your 20 years if you really wanted to, but obviously you can't stay a specialist or a sergeant for 20 years. So I would say you can do it for a couple years.
Do you like your MOS? Do you like being a 15 Tango?
Being a 15 Tango is very fun, because most of the guys that work great are like family, because it's like who would want to jeopardize somebody else's life? So you get really close. It's a tight-knit group of guys, you know. You guys always work together. You guys have fun on the bird, because if work is not fun, then what's the point of going there?
Exactly. Just makes time go by faster, and just like
faster.
overall better experience. What is it like being in the field?
Being in the field for us is different because we're an ASB unit. So an assault company would be in the field and they'll do like actual stuff because they need to learn how to survive if the bird goes down.
Oh yeah.
So for us, we don't really do that because we're gonna be working in the hangar 90% of the time. So for us, we go to the field like maybe maximum, I would say, a week, and then we come back.
And then what would you guys do in the field?
In the field, we just do like protecting the compound, strategies like getting attacked, stuff like that, taking tents up and down, little like litter carry drills, stuff like that. It's not really
like soldier tasks.
Yeah, soldier tasks. It's not like combat based stuff. It's just things you need to do just in case.
What attributes would you say someone should possess if they want to become a 15 Tango?
One attribute I would say is that you have to get used to getting dirty, because half the stuff we work with will get you dirty. Pro Seal will get you dirty, stain your clothes. You also have to be mechanically inclined, if that makes sense, because you're working with a lot of moving parts. It's like if you're good with working on cars or moving parts, it's very good to get a job with like mechanics or anything like that, because you'll just be in an environment you're used to already. Or if you're interested in working with things that move, turning wrenches. If you're a wrench turner, I feel like 15 Tango is a good job for you.
What jobs could you get outside the, like, say you get out the Army as a 15 Tango, what jobs in the civilian world could you get?
Okay, so it's kind of different for Tangos because you have to get what's called an AMP, which is a certificate that says you're qualified to do your job outside of the Army and the civilian world. So once you get that, you can work for Dynacorp, big companies. You can get a government contract to go work overseas fixing and repairing birds, like we had in Afghanistan when we left our Blackhawks there for the Afghani army. But I would say the pay for that is around $40 an hour. So if you really want to do it, there's good opportunities outside. You can make over 6 figures a year.
Now, when you say AMP, does the Army provide that, or?
Yes, so you get your AMP after 36 weeks of working as a 15 Tango. That's after AIT. So if you've been working for 36 weeks after AIT, you can get your AMP. And once you get your AMP, the government will help you with that because they have certain classes you can take at the ed centers and stuff. All you have to do is sign up for it, and they help you out. And there's also classes to help bring your GT score up if you want to go to Night Stalker School, which is the special forces that 15 Tangos fit into.
So pretty much like you're a 15 Tango.
Yeah.
The Army basically also gives you a job outside the Army. Like,
yes, but a lot of people don't get their AMPs. So it's basically up to you if you want to take it or not.
Yeah.
But the Army does supply that, and they pay for it too.
Now, are you gonna get your AMP? This is personal.
I plan on it.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. And then last question: would you recommend being a 15 Tango?
What?
Would you recommend being a 15 Tango?
Oh yes. If you like working with your hands and you think Blackhawks and helicopters are cool in general, be a 15 Tango, a 15 Uniform, a 15 Romeo. We have multiple different helicopter models you can work on. For me, it's the Blackhawk. For the uniforms, it's the Chinook, and then for the Romeos, it's the Apache. Although you guys cannot be crew chiefs on the Apache.
Yeah.
Which is, they think they're crew chiefs, but we all know.
Yeah. Now, do you want to be a crew chief eventually, or?
Right now, not really, because my body's like going to,
I guess you.
After you've been in the Army a while, your body just starts to disintegrate, and you can't really perform as much anymore. You get injuries and stuff like that, which is all they check for, because if you can't move as you're supposed to while flying, because sometimes you do hard landings, you hurt your back, stuff like that. So that's why you do the physical exam, make sure your eyesight's right, you won't pass out while flying, and potentially cause harm to your crew chiefs, your pilots, or anyone that's passengers flying on the bird with you.
That's big facts. Well, that's pretty much it, unless you had anything else you wanted to add.
I really don't have anything else to add. I mean, it's a great MOS if you guys want to join. There's a lot of benefits to it. There's a lot of pros. So it's a great MOS, so you guys should definitely think about being a 15 Tango. If you guys have any more questions, you can relate to Aaron B over here, and I'll come back and see what I can do to answer those questions.
Yeah, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, you guys can do so. The link will be in the description, or I put it somewhere in the screen or at the end of the video. But that's all we got for you guys today. If you guys liked the video, comment down any MOSs that you guys want me to interview. I will try my best to do so. But other than that, peace out. Watch my other videos.